I based it off of, you know, the monument or the landmark in, I think it's England, the Stonehenge landmark. But I decided to change the spelling of it and to play off of the whole stone and hinge type thing that you get with jewelry, like the closures for jewelry. And so I changed the spelling of it, so it's stone with a dot, which represents like the bead, and then hinge is spelled Hinge. It's something I've been working on really for a long time. The name itself came a few months ago, but the whole idea of me starting some kind of line, whether it be a t-shirt line or clothing line, whatever, it's been something I've been working on literally since college. Like, I can remember being a freshman at ECU, and I came up with this idea for a clothing line called Eclectic. It was sort of like this retro 1980s like skateboard type feel, colorful. I never did anything with it. Like, I made some t-shirts on the computer, but I never actually, you know, moved through the process. But just over the years, like, after graduating from college, I was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to own my own business. I don't want to work for someone my entire life. So, like, you know, just stemming back from as a kid, I've always wanted to do my own thing. I did graphic design work as a little kid in 5th grade with my little Paint Shop Pro program on my computer. Like, so I've always...
We got to talk about that. What exactly were you doing, like, as far as graphic design in 5th grade? You gotta give me some projects.
So, like, I would have people from my church who needed flyers for like church events or events that they were doing. They would get me to design a flyer, and I would actually print them all from my little DeskJet printer using up a lot of ink. But I would do that. I did business cards. So it was mainly business cards and flyers and posters and that kind of stuff. But, like, you know, looking back at it now, that stuff looks horrible. But to them not being able to do it themselves, like, they thought I was onto something. So, like, even, you know, like I said, as a kid, I always wanted to do my own thing, be my own boss, and, you know, run my own business.
That's great. So why jewelry? Like, did you take any jewelry classes? What made you take the leap into starting your own jewelry line?
So when I was a junior in college, I took a class called Mixed Media, and I was literally the only graphic design person in there. Everybody else was in the metals major, which, you know, they do stuff like jewelry and rings and all kinds of cool things with metal. I just took the class because it was something different. And our first project was to create a piece of jewelry. And you could use whatever you wanted, you know, bead, chain, yarn, paper, whatever. And so I did a piece out of chain. It was like braided chain with like different sizes of beads on it. And it was a hit. Like, the people in the class were kind of shocked a little bit, because it was like, you know, this graphic design kid is coming in here like creating stuff that we do every day. So at the end of the semester, the teacher talked with me, and he was like, you really have an eye for this type of stuff. He was like, I've never seen someone, you know, especially coming from a graphic design background, who just takes to the material like you do. And so honestly, from there, the whole jewelry thing kind of stayed in my head. Like I said before, you know, I went through other ideas of maybe doing a t-shirt line or, you know, clothing line, whatever, but the jewelry idea was always there. And plus, you know, it's something that, you know, I can physically do myself with my own hands, like, you know, stringing the beads and cutting the chain and all that stuff. So, like, it, you know, it's a little bit more involved than just designing something on the computer and having something like print it. So.
Okay. Well, that's great. And I want to talk too about the fact that you're starting a jewelry line, the fact that you are, you know, you work in graphic design, you work in art, but you don't live in New York, you don't live in Los Angeles. So talk about being an artist in a smaller venue and how that's working for you.
Well, I live in Raleigh, and, you know, of course, Raleigh is not as large as New York or Los Angeles, but it has its own little art scene. And I'm a part of an organization of other designers, graphic designers, writers, other creatives. So just being, you know, in contact with other creatives kind of keeps you, you know, motivated, and it keeps your creative juices flowing. So I'd say, you know, just, you know, by me being in a small city, that doesn't stop me from doing something that someone in New York could do. And actually, I feel like it's better in a smaller city because I don't have as much, I don't want to say competition, but you don't have as many people doing the same thing as you're doing. Like, you go to a New York, you know, you got tons of people trying to start clothing lines or trying to start jewelry lines. But you come to a city like Raleigh, that's a large city, but not as large, and you know, you don't have as many people trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do.
If you could tell me about the jewelry that you're wearing now, is this from the Stonehenge line?
Yes, this is from my first collection that I plan to release at the end of the month. It's my 3 different pieces. I have the lava stone one, which is the first one. I have the ball and chain, which is the gold beads with the gold chain, and then I just have the black stone, which are like the tinier beads. And this is one of my favorite combinations because it plays off of the stones, the different textures, the metal, the chain, tiny beads, big beads. So it's a really cool combination, and both men and women can wear this. So that's my appeal. Like, I'm trying to appeal to men and women, like stuff that I could wear, but my girlfriend could wear too, without it looking crazy. So.
Okay, and they're designed to be stacked or one alone, or how?
You can wear, like, if I wanted to, I could wear this one by itself, this one by itself, or, you know, the first one by itself. But if you want to, you know, be a little bit more jazzy, you can stack them up and wear all 3 of them.
Okay. And so for right now, is it just bracelets, or are you going to have like earrings, necklaces? What are you?
Yeah, I do plan to expand into necklaces and earrings. And really, I want to expand into clothing as well eventually. Like, I want the Stonehenge name to be a brand that everyone is familiar with. So that's my goal for the future.
Okay. And you said you have a presence online, like Instagram and Facebook.
And Twitter.
Okay.
You can follow us at both Instagram and Twitter, Stonehenge_co. And I'm sure you can put the link in the feed. And our Facebook page is Stonehenge, and you can either search us or you can Facebook /Stonehenge Co. And, you know, show us some love.
Great.
Like us.
And there's a website that's coming soon.
Yes, Stonehenge.com will be hopefully released by February. That's my goal.
Okay.
To, you know, get it officially going.
So just in time for Valentine's Day.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any kind of like Valentine's Day specials or anything that you're doing special for?
I do. I'm planning to release a collection entitled Love Stoned. You know, everything has the stone in it. But that is my goal, is to release that, and it'll be about 3 or 4 different bracelets that you can choose from, or you can get all 4 of them as a set.
Nice. Now, these are a few of the bracelets from your Stonehenge collection. Are there any ones in particular that you want to talk about? They're all beautiful.
Thank you. We'll talk about the first row, on this bottom row here. These are 3 from the Love Stone collection. Now, I mentioned earlier that we're going to do 4. But right now I'm just kind of experimenting with what stones I want to use, what like metal beads that I want to use. I'm just trying to, you know, get a feel for how I want the collection to look. So I'm just experimenting.
Now, what stones did you use in these?
So for these 3, the red, they're ruby, and what I like is that they're all ruby, but these are a little darker than these, but they're all the same. And the frosted ones are quartz.
Okay.
And I kind of like them. They kind of have like a, I don't know, looks like ice almost. and then these are just metal with rhinestones.
Okay, it's kind of like a fire and ice kind of thing going on. It's really nice. And so this is actually going to be available for Valentine's Day.
That's correct.
Day special. Okay, so yes, Valentine's Day. All right, and now I see the silver one right here. This is different. Now this one doesn't have, or does it have a stone, and I'm just not seeing it?
It doesn't. It's similar to this one. This is from the ball and chain collection. Okay. Now these don't actually use stones. They just use the metal beads. And what's unique about them is, as you see, they have no closure, but this part here stretches so that it can just slide right on your wrist. And this is pretty much the same, like it's stretchable, so that you can just slide it on and slide it off. Okay. Makes it a little bit more convenient than trying to, like, close a backing cord bracelet.
Yeah, so. And this is the ball and chain collection.
Ball and chain.
So like maybe an anniversary present or something like that. Possibly. Okay, and then these are like the ones that you had on earlier that you showed us.
Right.
Okay.
And they use the lava stones and then the gold beads. Okay,
I mean, these are beautiful. It just looks like you were kind of born to do this. Is there any? Are there any like future collections that you're trying to put out with respect to the jewelry and the bracelets?
My goal is to cater to the holidays. So, for instance, for Christmas, we'll do something with some red, greens, gold, silvers. Play off of that. When winter comes, we'll do a collection that uses a lot of the silvers and the frosted quartz. For fall, we'll use earth tones. I'm even thinking about doing something for Breast Cancer Awareness Month using pink.
That would be nice.
So my goal is to try to, keep it jazzy, keep it funky, but also, keep it kind of sleek and sexy. That's really what Stonehenge is. Like, I don't want something that looks tacky. I want something that is very clean, but, uses a little color, but that's our goal.
Okay. Well, these are definitely sleek. They are definitely sexy. I can't wait to own a few pieces myself.
We'll hook you up.
Okay, great. Rich, I've enjoyed talking with you.
It's been great. Thank you for having me in for an interview, and I really enjoyed sitting down and going over my collection and my future plans.
Yeah. And please keep us updated too. When you have things coming up, and we'll make sure to promote it.
Make sure you like the Instagram pages, Twitter, and Facebook to keep going with our updates, and we'll keep you posted about new collections, release date for the website, and when we start sales.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.